fellows and 20 interns graduate from the APAC's Congressional Fellowship and Internship programs, respectively. And we also welcome the next class of 12 fellows this past September. Who here is an APAC's alum or a current fellow? Yay! Yes! Round of applause for all of you. Last month, we saw groundbreaking wins for Asian American and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islanders in elections across the country, including their first South Asian and Muslim elected mayor to New York City, the first Hmong American elected mayor of St. Paul, Minnesota, the first Muslim and first South Asian American woman elected as Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, just to name a few. So I hope you'll join us this evening to reflect on your wins this year and look forward to 2026. Much thanks to Ray Quinones and the National Association of Broadcasters for hosting us. It's always a pleasure to be here at NAB. And I'd like to thank our holiday party partners, AARP, API, Edison International, the National Beer Wholesalers Association, and Novo Nordisk for their support. And of course, we wouldn't be able to do this without the APAC's board and National Advisory Council members. And some of them are here with us tonight, including June Kim Delavet, Irene Bueno, Kai Harbahashi, and I also want to thank the members who are here this evening, who have a very busy holiday circuit schedule, so thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy the party. Earlier, we were also honored to have Congressman Vince Fong and Congressman Derek Tran with us. Unfortunately, they had to leave, but I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline. Next, I'd like to bring up Ray Quinones with NAB.
Hello, everyone. First and foremost, I want to, on behalf of NAB, welcome you all to our space. We love having Apex here and are honored that you host so many events here with us in our venues. It's the end of the year, it's a time of celebration, it's a time of reflection. I look forward to doing that with all of you tonight. Apex is an essential mission, and we are so proud of our partnership with everyone in this room and this amazing organization, so thank you.
Thank you, Ray, and thank you for hosting us. Next, I'd like to bring up APAC Chair and APAC's board member, Congresswoman Grace Ming.
Good evening, everyone. It's such an honor to be here with all of you, and thank you to Madeline, Tanya, the whole board, and all the staff and volunteers for all the great work that you do and for putting together yet another wonderful celebration. So honored to be here with my colleagues in government, especially our Vice Chair Ted Lieu, who's the only Asian American in House leadership ever. To our Chair Emerita Judy Chu. To our Aspire PAC Chair Marilyn Strickland. To our awesome education former and future chair Bobby Scott. To Mark Desaunier, thank you for being here, and to Jimmy Gomez, and to other members who have come or will come. It's just such an honor to work with them every day, especially during these tough times. I'm just so grateful to APACS and to all of our partners for yet another year of advocating for our AA and HPI community and supporting new leaders and filling that pipeline so wonderfully. The holidays offer us a moment to reflect on the progress that we've made together. As KPAC Chair, I'm proud to be working with all of you as we lead our caucus forward in fighting and protecting our AA and HPI community. We have a policy framework and that we're working on, and I know it's been tough times, but we still have to stay strong together and look forward. Our policy framework that supports thriving families and our communities, everything from protecting affordable healthcare access to fixing our broken immigration system, We are also working hard to advance equity and defending our rights. And there's been a lot on our plates this year, as you know. We've been proud to work with all of you. Everything from protecting birthright citizenship, preventing hate crimes, and we still have to look ahead to make sure that we're able to work to promote economic opportunity for our community all across the country. And it's been tough, right? We've had to work together to defend public education, to prepare our workforce, and to support our small businesses. So I'm really optimistic for this year ahead. It's been a little tough, but it has also been a test of our resolve and our unity and our diversity. And I know that with so many of you in this room today, and with our young future and rising leaders, we can continue to work together to build a more inclusive and representative democracy. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy the food and drink. Thank you, APACS, for such a wonderful celebration, and a happy and healthy holiday to all of you.
Thank you, Congressman Meng. Next, I'd like to bring up Democratic Caucus Vice Chair, Representative Ted Lieu.
Good evening, and thank you, Madam Lead, and the entire board and staff of APACS for your great work and leadership. Thank you all for coming to support the community as well as the Asian American members here. I want to note that under the leadership of Judy Chu and Grace Meng, we have the highest number of AA and HPI members in U.S. history. And then under the leadership of Marilyn Strickland, we're going to expand that next term. So I'll give you one example. California's Proposition 50 created 5 new Democratic seats, and one of those seats, the 2 front runners happen to be AA and HPI. One of them is going to win the primary, and then that person will win the general, and we'll have an additional member next term. And we have a number of members that could flip seats from red to blue, and we have a number of members also running in just blue Democratic seats. So look forward to working with all of you to make the number of Asian Americans in Congress even bigger. And then for the community, as you know, the last 2 U.S. Census reports show that the AA and HPI community is the fastest growing community in America, more than doubling in size since 2000. And not just in states like California and New York, but also states like Georgia, and Pennsylvania, and Arizona, states that happen to be presidential swing states. So it is an exciting time to be part of the community. I look forward to working with all of you to make America an even better place to live, work, and play.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to bring up Congressman Judy Chu.
Oh, hello, APACS. I'm Congressmember Judy Chu, Chair Emerita of KPAC, and I'm so happy to be with you on this very festive occasion. I want to thank APACS for all the incredible work that you've done over the years, and I rely on you to build the pipeline for our leadership in this community. And I want to thank APAC's fearless leader, Madeline Milka, the APACS team, and all the sponsors that are here today. And I want to acknowledge my current APACS fellow, of course the best fellow of them all, Harrison VJ Choi. He's done such an incredible job so far, so I really look forward to the rest of the year. Well, as we approach this holiday season, I want to take a moment to recognize the resilience and strength of our communities. Seeing our community represented in this room and at all levels of government is so important. And it's a powerful example of how far we've come. You know, when I first got here, there were only 8 members of Congress that were AA and HPI. But over time, and with Aspire PAC, we are now 25 AA and HPI members of Congress. And because we have wonderful associate members that have joined, like such as Mark Desalegn and I saw Jimmy Gomez over there. We have actually 83 members of KPAC. Yes. And so that gives us a greater seat at the table to push for the rights and needs of our community. And it's more important than ever to have that representation, because under this administration, we have certainly seen a degradation of our rights. And in fact, we've seen that this is an administration that's tried to erase us, immediately destroying the White House Initiative on Asian Pacific Islander Affairs and destroying the Minority Business Development Agency. This is an administration that's tried to disenfranchise us, making English the official language of this nation, and actually having an executive order that would take away all translations of every federal agency that exists. And you know how much our agency, our community that is, relies on translation, since 30% of our population is limited English proficient. And this is an administration that's trying to cripple us. Just this week, RFK announced that there will be no more vaccinations for hepatitis B. You know, when infants are born now, or previous to this announcement, they would get vaccinations, and this has gone a long way towards stopping hepatitis B in our community. And it's so important because though we are 7% of the nation's population, we are 60% of those with hepatitis B, which, if left untreated, turns into liver cancer. So this has been really life-saving, and we need to make sure that we get these vaccinations back. But I know that with all of you here, that we can push back. Together, with all the enthusiasm, the energy, the intelligence, and the competence that is here, with all these groups that have come forth, that we can make sure that our rights are upheld across this nation, so that we can make sure that all our communities will have a better tomorrow. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for being a part of APACS.
Next, I'd like to welcome Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland.
Hi everyone, I just want to thank you so much for supporting APACS, and happy holidays to you all. For those of you who don't know the story, I'm actually an alum of APACS. They did a very early training for me when I was mayor, and now I'm here in Congress, and now I'm serving as chair of Aspire PAC. And this is really what we're trying to do. We want to hire fellows and interns. We want to elect people to Congress. We have 8 AAPI members who are probably going to flip seats from red to blue in this cycle. That's a really big deal, in addition to the others that we're supporting. And this is about building political power. When you have political power, you have the ability to move legislation and to do the things to protect your community. And we're very proud to have just endorsed Connie Chan in the San Francisco seat to be Nancy Pelosi's successor. This is how you build political power. I also want to do a shout out to my colleagues here. Jimmy Gomez belongs to the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, but he is here with us representing. Bobby Scott and I are members of the Congressional Black Caucus. We are here representing, and we're also Asian American as well. But the point I'm trying to make is the Tri-Caucus, when we come together, we support each other and we build political power. So happy holidays, thanks for having me here, and let's enjoy the evening.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Congressman Bobby Scott.
Before I get started, let me recognize James Moreland. He was standing behind somebody, didn't get recognized when he was here. He is co-chair of the Philippines Friendship Caucus. So James, good to see you. Thank you for coming. And David Min from California came in. Give David a round of applause. Thank you so much. This is a great event. We've come several years and look forward to it every year. We've been working as a lead Democrat on the Education Committee. We've been working hard to try to keep the education department together. They've been trying to dismantle it the best they can. But English as a second language is educating people who have English as a second language is one of the mandates of the Department of Education, and one that they haven't been doing as well as they should. The Department of Education is a civil rights agency as much as an education agency, and making sure that we eliminate racial achievement gaps help people in low-income areas, help children with disabilities. But English as a second language is one of those categories of people we're trying to help. We're fighting on behalf of the caucus is fighting as hard as we can to make sure that mandate is fulfilled, and we'll continue doing that. So have a happy holidays. We look forward to successes this year and next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Next, I'd like to welcome Congressman Dave Mint.
I know what everyone's waiting for is another political speech, so I will make it very, very long here. But first of all, just looking around this room, you guys are such a beautiful and diverse group of people. So let's give a round of applause for this room, which wouldn't have existed 20 years ago without the efforts of people like Madeline and so many in this room. So I want to give you all a round of applause. I also want to give a special shout out to my APACS fellow, Melissa Bocom, as well as my intern, Taysom Reese, who are here today. When we talk about the AANHPI community, we are talking about a community whose ancestors represent something like 60% of the world's population. So we are an incredibly diverse and beautiful population, but what we share in common is that there are a lot of people who don't like what we stand for, who don't celebrate the values that we believe in, values like diversity and immigration and inclusion, values like the American dream and working hard to get ahead. And those are the values that are under attack right now. So I appreciate so much what you guys stand for in this room, because this is the pipeline that we all dream about. And I hope that so many of you will become elected officials in the future, and we'll continue to build our power. Because as they say, and you all have heard this, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And right now, too often, Asian Americans and Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders are on the menu. We need to stand up and assert our rights, particularly at a time when our core existence is under attack. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for your support.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Congressman James Moylan.
Well, thank you for the invitation. I'm excited to be here to do the celebration with APEX and APAC as well. My colleagues, I got a little script here, but my colleagues were just reminding me of a few things that could be really interesting for you to know about Guam. This is, of course, we're in December. December 8th, of course, we had some situations back in the 40s when the Imperial Japanese Army decided to do a few things. So Guam was bombed during that time. And then we were occupied shortly thereafter as well. And we were talking about English being the primary language, but in Guam, during the time of Japanese occupation, we had to speak Japanese. You couldn't speak your Chamorro language, your native language. And then during the liberation 80 years ago, when the Marines came on back and liberated Guam, and we were once again part of the United States, we're the oldest territory there is since the Spanish-American War, but then we could only speak English. So that was something too. You couldn't speak your Chamorro language. So for you today, I want to introduce you to a word of Guam that means a welcoming. We say it as Hafa Day. That's a greeting we give. So can I ask you to say Hafa Day? Hafa Day. Very good, very good. And that's what we're all about, right? With the Asia Pacific, the organization here to celebrate this special day, to remember where we came from, to remember how we should embrace our culture. We're very special. We make a big difference. In Guam, we're the greatest population in enlistment per capita in the United States military forces. We've had World War I. There was a German ship was sunk on Guam. We have World War II. We're the most western part of the United States. We're only a few hours away from China, from Japan, from Philippines. We're a target. And yet we have to represent ourselves. Yet we have to represent ourselves in Congress as a territory, as a non-voting member with no representation in Senate. But we make our voice heard through these types of organizations, through the youth that we have here today. And I'm so proud of you being part of the organization and looking forward for you all to move up in the ranks, to run for Congress, to run for Senate, to be representing us as the Asian Pacific organization. So Please continue the good work. I congratulate our beautiful CEO here. By the way, what beautiful Christmas colors you have. All the ribbons. So thank you. Enjoy your evening. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Congressman Mark Tucano.
Well, good evening, happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays. As KPAC's OG, the original Gaysian on the Hill, I want to extend my holiday greetings to everyone. Let me just say, when one person laughed at that joke. When the president was inaugurated, I knew that it would be an incredibly challenging time to ensure that the AA and HBI community has the representation and resources that they need to succeed. From day one, we have seen aggressive immigration enforcement and an ambiance in the country that is reminiscent of the time when Japanese Americans like my parents were rounded up and placed into desolate incarceration camps during World War II. My own family's history with Japanese American incarceration, as well as their service in the 442, the 442nd Infantry Regiment, is something that I carry with me as the first vice chair of KPAC, as well as the ranking member of the House Veterans Affairs Committee, and as a senior member of Bobby Scott's Educational Workforce Committee. But, so, when I was alerted that Pete Hegseth's Department of Defense had scrubbed the story of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team story, the most decorated fighting unit in the history of the Army for its size, I and my KPAC colleagues were quick to call and demand the restoration of this information. It's not only our history that this administration is attacking, they're also making it harder for students of color to attend college by canceling minority serving institution grants for hundreds of institutions. It will take our vigilance and our strength and strength of community to get through the next few years. I'm thankful for organizations like apaics who can organize and create pipelines for AA and HBI leaders at a time where diversity is not seen as a strength, but we know it really is. I'm thankful for the people here tonight. And Madeline, your immense eternal, what seems like an eternal leadership. Thank you for your leadership and your team. I'm thankful for all the work that apaics does for our community. It makes my work possible. It makes the work of my colleagues possible, and it gives us hope that we can all get through this time. I hope we can all take time to recharge and re-energize ourselves for the work ahead. The work is meaningful and will give us the tools and relationships necessary. Let's just say our work is meaningful, and we need the tools and relationships necessary to put forward thoughtful and comprehensive proposals that will actually uplift our community instead of fighting for its survival. The day will come when the chaos of this administration is behind us. And I look forward to turning the page with all of you and to working on solutions for our community across the country. Happy holidays. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Congressman. Next, I'd like to welcome Congressman Jimmy Gomez.
Good evening. Well, first, Mark Desanya has been waiting very patiently, so I want to just give him a shout out just because he's a gentleman. First, I represent downtown, the east side of LA, but also one of the most diverse districts in the entire country. I represent not only a large Mexican-American community, but also Chinatown, historic Filipino town, Koreatown. You name it, Little Tokyo, I've represented. It has so much history about Los Angeles and about all the different communities that make up LA. And I know there's a lot of bad things going on right now, but there will be a brighter day. And a lot of that history of the bad stuff in the United States when it comes to the Asian community or Latino community has been shown in California. But that's when it also, the phoenix rises from the ashes. The phoenix will rise from the ashes. And that means every one of you has a role to play. I was a staffer on the Hill for Hilda Solis when she was a member of Congress. I learned a lot from that time. and that really put me on my path to come back here as a member of Congress. So your fellowships through APEX, that's what it's about, to give you the encouragement and the confidence to hold your ground, to look in the mirror and say, I might be young, but I'm talented and I deserve more. And I'm gonna do more for my community every single day. So I want you guys to look around, be your network of supporters that will get you to the next phase. But always remember that there are people here before you, but you're gonna help build up that next generation. So give back, fight back, and never forget where you came from. With that, thank you so much.
Thank you, Congressman. And now, the man we've all been waiting for, Congressman Marcus Andre.
I think Winston Churchill had a line for a moment like this. He said, everything's been said, but not everybody's said it. So I'm in. I just want to thank all of you, but my colleagues. I had to follow a Dodgers fan. There's a lot of Californians here to speak. But I'm the only real Californian. I'm a Giants fan. So, get to know the room. Thank you. Have a nice holiday. I really just want to thank you so much. We walked in and a young man who greeted us said, I'm a constituent. I went to Northgate High School, which is about 3 miles from where I live. So I represent the suburbs of Silicon Valley in San Francisco. It's a very wealthy, 5th wealthiest district. It's a very highly educated district, but it strengthens its diversity and its acceptance and understanding that, as Nancy Pelosi likes to say, our unity is our strength, but our diversity is what holds us all together. So just have a wonderful holiday. The importance of you being here is so important. And it was nice to meet the young man who maybe will replace me in Congress if I live that long. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you, Congressman. And now I'd like to bring up Congresswoman Jill Takuda.
Aloha, everyone. Oh, come on. Aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm clearly on Hawaii time. We're always slightly late. But I just want to say Merry Christmas, Mele Kalikimaka to all of you APACs. You just really know how to bring us all together to be able to share aloha, spread the joy during this holiday season. And I cannot tell you what a welcome face it is to see all my AA and HPI brothers and sisters right now during this time. We're having a blast, kicking ass right there in Congress, all of us together, both sides of the aisle. But again, it really comes down to making sure that there is a place for us, and APACS has always been that home. So thank you, have a great holiday seasons. Looking forward to the year of the horse, I believe it is, in 2026. It's gonna be a good one. Mahalo, everyone.
Thank you to all the members for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us this evening. We appreciate your leadership in office and unwavering dedication to our communities. Once again, thank you to Ray and to NAB for hosting us this evening, as well as our event partners, Nova Nordis, Edison International, AARP, and API for their support. Thank you all for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Can I ask the members to come back for a photo?